Well, hello, my beautiful people. My name is Gant, and welcome back to Riddle Joker. Last time, remember how Mayu found out? We were having a little meeting with Mayu, and turns out she's not gonna rat us out, but she wants memory fiber. But the problem is, we can't give it to her. Why? Because why would we? It'll, you know what I mean? The dad's like, no. I say nay. But, yeah, so we're trying to negotiate and everything, and stuff just happens where, like, Satoru likes her, and, like, crazy stuff happens, like, he got on us, kind of undressed by accident because she was taking a shower in the laboratory. So, yeah, so funny stuff happens, so go check that out. And today, we are in the cafeteria. I don't know what we're doing, but let us continue. Are you gonna eat, Satoru? Ah, yeah, sorry. I spaced out for a bit there.
Getting a little impatient waiting for her, aren't you? Stop that! You aren't supposed to mention those sorts of things outright in front of the person. Oh, sorry. They've been hitting it off so well recently. I kinda did it without thinking. But isn't that what's going on, Nanami-chan? Who knows? I just wish he'd make up his mind and spill the beans. Is that truly the appropriate phrase to be using in a situation such as this? Oh, well, moving on.
I like how she's like,
I hate your dumb shit. Like, just tell her already. Like, what? Why?
you know what I mean?
Arihara-kun. You're not sticking your head in something you shouldn't be again, are you? You know, just like how you did with me?
Oh, it's been a while since I heard the real Misukasa-san.
This is not what we were talking about. You told me you wouldn't leave the school abruptly, because it would seem weird since you just transferred in. But, are you sure whatever organization you work for doesn't have other plans? And that's why Shikabe-senpai...
Honestly, I wish that were the case.
Huh?
Oh, look, Satoru! Shikabe-senpai's here! I look in her direction as I feel my heartbeat rising. She quickly averts her gaze the moment our eyes meet. But after a second or two, she appears to have made up her mind and walked towards me.
Good morning.
Hey.
Huh? Aren't you gonna sit down and join us, Shikabe-senpai? Huh? Oh yeah, sorry. It looks like there's only one open seat.
I know where this is going. Yup. Now this is gonna be awkward. I hate that too, when like your friends try to like help you, but you're like, guys, shut the fuck up. Don't get me wrong, they have good intentions, but at the same time it's like, you know, like, hey, back off. And you know what I just noticed? You see her eyes when she's smiling? Her like cheeks go up like that, you see that? Aw, it's so adorable. Okay, you're gonna be our next route. I already said it. That's it. There's nothing else to do. You're the next route. And you will be marvelous. I don't remember. Oh, Niju-san.
That's not how you pronounce it.
That's how I'm pronouncing it, so shut up.
Yes, we left an open spot next to Arihara-kun for you. Thanks.
She awkwardly sits down in the chair next to me. Her eyes are still focused straight forward. But that wasn't something I could point out to her. Doing so would almost be implying that I want her to look at me, which is quite embarrassing. So the two of us just sit there in awkward silence.
What is this? I'm not sure.
What is this? He said. I know perfectly well what's going on here. I see her in a different way than I see other girls. I'm attracted to her, and not just sexually. This is the first time I've ever actually fallen in love. And that's why. That the source of this aching, this anxiety. Huh? What's up, Satoru? Nothing. I know I'm hiding less from her than I am from my other friends, but there are still a number of secrets I'm keeping from her. I have no choice though. I can't reveal anything pertaining to my position or the organization I belong to. It's the same situation I was and still am in with Misakasa-san. In a sense, actually, it might have been even worse. Since I need to negotiate conditions in our favor, it's critical that I avoid revealing any information no matter how tiny. I'm fully aware of that, but it's hard. I just want to tell her everything now. No hiding things. I don't want either of us keeping any more secrets from one another. I want to be someone special to her. That's the source of my agony. Doing that would Doing that would essentially mean casting aside my job and my life. Where would I go if that happened? I'm willingly chose to enter this line of work. As an Astral, I want to be of use to society in some way, so I can't just give it all up. But at the rates things are going, I might end up making that decision. Ugh. I grit my teeth. Come on, Satoru, don't let your emotion get the best of you. I have to keep myself under control, or else I'll end up making a terrible mistake. It's a tough choice to make, but it's the one I have to do. I'll have to. Huh? Come lunch break, I make my way to Mayu-senpai's lab. I meet her face to face and tell her my intentions. You're ending negotiations? What do you mean? Exactly that. I can't keep this facade up anymore, so I'm withdrawing. But still, are you sure that's the right choice? Can you just do that? I know I have no right to tell you what to do, but what about your boss? This was an independent decision on my part. I haven't told Dad nor Nanami about this. Not that I don't already know what their response would be. They scoff at the idea, telling me I'm out of my mind. At the present moment, Mayu-senpai is the only thread we have to any leads. If negotiations fall through, the school will probably be notified about us, and we won't be able to stay here and continue our mission any longer. It's a decision that would cost us everything. And I just went through it with it. Feel free to inform the school about us and take whatever other actions you feel to be necessary. I'm prepared to leave the school, or worst case scenario, be arrested. I just can't continue with this nonsense any longer. I'm putting my position as an agent of the SFD in jeopardy by doing this. But I need to distance myself from her at all costs, even if it means botching the mission. I know it's going to be painful, and I know I'm going to regret it later. But I can't let my emotions control me. That's all I came here to say. I'm sorry. I turn away from her, casting aside all lingering feelings I have. I walk steadily towards the doorway. Wait! Right as I put my hand on the door handle, she screams out to halt me. After a brief moment of deliberation, I eventually turn towards her slowly. But please, don't go. She hunches over a bit and looks at me in the eyes with a pleading look. My heart aches, and I can feel my chest tightening in agony. But I can't give in to my emotions. I can't. Sorry, but my decision is fine. I'll tell you everything. Wait, what? Just please, don't go. If you leave me, I don't know what to do. I'll do. Look, though I know it's not something I would be saying, but you aren't in a position where you can just tell me everything.
I don't care. I'm done with having regrets.
Fuck, man. Come on, be professional. No commentary, just be professional. Be a professional puto, okay? A professional vato, okay? Okay. I got this. My voice gets caught in my throat for a second. I remember her saying something similar to this before. She doesn't want me to repeat those mistakes ever again. And those feelings are probably stem from what happened between us and her between me and her in the past. Mai senpai.
I know I told you this before.
Eh?
There's a specific reason why I'm staying here at the school. And I have a goal.
Huh? My racing heart slightly calms. This isn't about me.
I absolutely must continue with the research I'm doing. That's why I didn't report you to the school. I'm sure you already realized this, but if it comes to light that my computer was hacked, all the responsibility will fall on my shoulders. I could very well be stripped from my position as a researcher here, and that's something I can't let happen, no matter what. If I fail this, I'll be breaking the promise I made to her.
By her, you mean the girl sleeping in the chamber in the research center? I finally touched upon the one thing I'd explicitly avoiding mentioning to her.
Yes.
She didn't question why I knew. She probably learned from examining the logs that I was watching at the time when she went in there. Instead, all she does is weakly nod while biting her lips.
She's my only...
Mai senpai, are you okay? Just as I was beginning to regain my composure, my head instantly starts boiling again, and my heart rate skyrockets. Her shoulders are shaking. She's sobbing. She seems so sad and distraught that it pains me to look at. I can't stop myself. Mayu senpai. Before I knew it, I draw her into a hug. She looks at me with dampened eyes as the tears spill onto my arms. My chest tightens strongly.
Satoru-kun, I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'm here for you. I'm listening.
Thank you. Sorry,
She must have been someone special to you.
Yeah, she's been there for 2 whole years like that. It was my fault she was forced into that state.
It was your fault?
That's why I resolved myself to do whatever it takes so she can open her eyes again. And I need to make progress on my research for that to happen. For my best friend's sake, my one and only friend, Kitori.
Mai senpai. All I can do is wrap my arms around her shoulders and allow her to cry. Even though it doesn't concern our past, I still want to listen to her story. I'm done having regrets. That's probably what this means. If I go through with this and leave Mayu senpai, I'll deeply regret it, I know. Now that I notice these feelings, I can't stop myself anymore. Can you tell me everything? I was seconds away from making the bitter decision to end negotiations. But that's no longer a choice I'm capable of making. These feelings can't be stifled.
This was a little after when you left for Ran.
After school, I head straight to Mayu senpai's room. She said that she would tell me everything here. She plopped down on her bed and began talking, clutching a cushion to her chest. Her expression is still tinged with sadness. She looks like the very picture of some poor little girl struck by sorrow. There isn't a trace of the normal Shikabe Mayu anywhere. I gave a soft response to let her know I'm listening. This is what I need to do for her. Running away is no longer an option.
I met her at the school I enrolled in
Fuck. Let me drink some water. This is gonna be so emotional. Really emotional. Alrighty.
I met her at the school I wrote in afterwards. Everyone there knew her, mostly because she was the only Astral.
The only one?
Yep. I was still in the closet about being one at the time, you see. I felt so awful after they picked you up and took you away, but I was still just too scared.
That's completely understandable.
Thanks. I told myself the same thing. But that girl, she was an Astral just like me, but she acted so normal, unconcerned about it. Even while knowing her personality, I could tell that she was a very strong-willed person. But I wasn't. I was weak and cowardly. Cowardly. That's why I couldn't tell people the truth.
But you eventually told her, I assume? She said that they were best friends, so that must have been the case. She must have eventually overcame that fear.
Nope. That's not how it went down.
Huh?
She noticed I'd been looking at her, came up to me one day, and asked if I was an Astral like she was.
Oh, okay. So then you told her.
Not quite. I said I wasn't when she asked.
But why?
If I did, I'll be put under the spotlight just like she was. I'd attract the entire school's attention. I was way too shy to handle that kind of attention like she could. But you never guess what happened next.
I'm listening.
Right after I said no, Katori pulled me in and hugged me. She buried my face in her bosom and whispered in my ear, "Don't worry, you're not alone."
Wait a second. Isn't that the same thing she did to me? Oh, I get it. That must be why she did it.
You have no idea how happy I felt.
She wanted to do the same to me, in hopes that it would heal me the way it healed her. That's just how life-changing that interaction was to Mayu senpai. I can just kind of tell without being told.
Katori also told me something else. The reason she came up and talked to me was because she made up her mind and she was done having regrets.
The same thing Mayu senpai said to me. It's all coming back to this friend of hers, Katori-san. I can tell that she's a very important present in Mayu senpai's life. I'm kind of jealous. Okay. Let's put that aside for now. We can touch on that later. Whatever the fuck that was.
It felt so much better after talking to her. Following that, she and I became really good friends, and after a while, I was able to come out and say that I was an Astral. Then when it came for us to graduate, Kaori asked me if I wanted to go to this place called Kika Academy with her. She said it was a school her dad had founded specifically to help Astrals and give them a home.
Wait, her dad founded the school? She's Principal Issei's daughter then?
I was so glad she wanted to go there with me. I really liked her, and I wanted to keep going to school together. But the thing is, Kaori was an Astral like no other. Her potential was incredible. You could probably even call her a prodigy in that regard. Remember when I gave you the lecture about link value? I believe I said the average was 106, and the highest record value was 247.
Yeah, I remember.
Kaori was a person with a 247 value. Not that link value was...
Fuck.
Not that link value necessarily correlates to output level, but in her case, her output and control were phenomenal. So
she was really someone amazing.
Definitely.
She has a bright smile on her face. I can tell how much she loves this friend of hers, and how proud she is of her.
But me, on the other hand, I was purely average. I was fairly average in astral, with the only thing notable about me being my slightly particular ability. I had to find a way to keep up with Katori. That's when I started really studying my butt off.
Oh yeah, I recall you saying you only started studying seriously after coming to Kika. But then, she mentioned she only did it so because she had to. So this is what she really meant by that. She was desperately trying not to lag behind because she wanted to stay here with her friend and continue going to school together.
Eventually, my efforts even caught the eyes of the researchers here. When Katori told me that, she got all competitive and she said she wouldn't lose to me. And from there, she made strides in improving her control.
Sounds like you two complement each other nicely. There's no mistaking that. But from what I'm hearing, it sounds like her whole life basically revolves around this friend of hers, Katori-san.
Yep. But it all came crumbling down when we entered our last year.
I assume you mean the first time? So basically your third year?
It's been 2 whole years now.
What happened 2 years ago? Oh, wait. Right as I'm on the verge of asking, I recall a conversation I had with Kohei. It was on one of my first few days here, and he told me something very significant. Wait, what did he tell you? Oh, okay, I think I remember this slightly. I don't remember it completely, but slightly. Are you familiar with the accident that happened here 2 years back? If you remember, fucking Ayase was here too, hold on. If you remember, it was the one where the crane toppled over and destroyed the buildings that we're still doing construction on. Don't tell me something happened to her during that accident.
She and I made a promise that one day we would work at the research center to pave the way for a future where Astrals were accepted. One day, however, I was asked to help with an experiment they were doing. But I had no free time to do anything back then. I was studying every single hour of my free time. I kept thinking that if I didn't study more, I would have been able to keep up with Katori. So, I got her to do it instead for me. And then, the incident happened.
She got caught up in it? That would explain why she's in a coma. And why she's been put in that capsule for 2 years.
No, not quite.
What do you mean?
The exact reason still remains unknown to this day. But while the experiment was being conducted, Katori, she lost control of her ability and went into what we call a forensic state.
A what?
In simple terms, it's a state caused when astral links shoot above the normal threshold, which results in an immense surge of energy. Katori had the ability to control the atmosphere, so when that happened to her, this mini hurricane formed out of nowhere.
Wait. So that's what happened to the crane? That's what made the crane topple over? She nods solemnly. I never knew that was what really happened.
It caused not only massive damage to the surrounding area, but to Katori herself. We quickly discovered that while in a forensic state, the individual will lose consciousness.
Sorry, I had to burp. I'm sorry. Don't leave me. I know it was disgusting. I said I was sorry. Don't leave.
We quickly discovered that while in a frenzied state, the individual loses consciousness while their ability goes far beyond its normal capacity and runs haywire. In a worst-case scenario, there could be serious damage dealt to the area of the brain that controls Astron links. The researchers and guards present at the scene decided that they had to focus all their efforts on stopping her. But what that meant was that there was no one dealing with the issue of the crane.
And that's where Misukasa steps in. What happened to Katori-san ultimately?
there were unfortunately some casualties, but they managed to put her to sleep through medicines. That was the only thing they could do. It was ultimately only a temporary solution. We haven't found a way to cure the frantic state she's been put in.
Oh. You've been putting her in a coma. So, alright, listen. My theory. They put her in a medically induced coma where you give someone like, like sleeping pill. No, what is it? Like those shots to go to sleep or whatever. Like, what Michael Jackson had. The one that killed him. You know what I mean? No, maybe nothing that similar, but they just inject you with something and you go in a coma, right? And it's for a way to how people do it is for your body to heal, right? We induce you in a coma because if we wake you up and you're like in terrible pain, like let's say you got shot or you broke all of your bones in your body, we put you in a coma, you heal up, then we wake you up. In this way, she's in a forensic state, right? If they wake her up, she's gonna create a fucking hurricane. But by putting her asleep, they're just gonna wait until they, find something. Okay, let's continue. Did I read this one?
That was the only thing that they could do. It was ultimately only a temporary solution. We haven't found a way to cure the forensic state she's been put in. So, from that point forward, Katori has had to stay in a comatose state.
But why?
So as long as we have no way to return her brain back to normal, the only thing we can do is fortunately prevent it from linking with Astrons. And the only way possible by keeping her unconscious. We kept her in the capsule asleep ever since. So she can't be allowed to wake up until we manage to find a cure, or at the very least, some way to suppress it.
Given the complicated nature of the situation, I can see why they have to take such extreme measures. And it's no wonder that the school's been hiding this. Is anyone susceptible to this frenzied state or whatever? It's the natural thought process. If it's something that everyone's at risk of, public disdain for Astrals will only grow. Maybe that's what those attackers were after ultimately. No, I can think about that later. My number one priority right now is Mayu-senpai.
I don't know how it happens or why.
I just can't leave her alone after seeing how much pain this is causing her.
As far as I know, though, this hasn't happened to anyone other than Katori. Honestly, it might have only happened because of her powers were too strong. At any rate, nothing is for certain, save for one thing.
Yeah?
If I hadn't asked Katori to take my place that day, none of this would have ever happened.
You're just playing a game on what ifs.
Maybe so, but I'm convinced that things would have been different. I promised her we both graduate and become researchers together. We promised each other. It was my fault for being such a poor student. It was my fault for making her go there in my stead. That's why the honest...
What the fuck is that word? Okay, hold up. That's why the onus? Onus. Okay, first of all, comment down below if you have ever used the word in a sentence. Oh yes, my onus. My onus. Yeah, my onus. Yeah, like my cousin Onus. Fuck, I get tired. Otis. I'm not gonna lie, man. Onus. Sounds like anus. Like, replace the O with an A. Anus. Right there.
That's right. That's why the onus is on me to fix this. I have to be the one to save Katori. I've been trying so hard to find a way. So hard. But it's already been 2 years.
Mayu-senpai. It's wholly illogical to think that way. But she knows that. The regret she feels will overwhelm her if she doesn't tell herself she's responsible. That's also why she's determined to never experience that sort of regret ever again. She's prepared to sacrifice everything in order to find a cure and save her friend. The strength of that wish is what keeps her going all this time. It's what causes her to delay her graduation and stay at the school for 2 extra years.
But that's when I found out about you and the things you were hiding from me. The things you've done were never much. The things you've done weren't much of a concern to me, as much as the discovery of your optical camouflage. If I got my hands on the material capable of recording astral activities, that would be a monumental breakthrough for my research efforts. That was my immediate thought.
So, that's what you wanted to negotiate for it. What's the matter?
I'm sorry. In retrospect, I was trying to take advantage of you.
You don't have to apologize for that.
I knew full well that you probably couldn't go against your superior's orders. So I figured I could take advantage of that and coerce you into...
I'm just as guilty of that as you are. I shake my head softly. I was trying to take advantage of you to benefit my mission.
Satoru-kun.
You seemed trusting of me, and you were also a researcher here. So I kept using you and your belongings as a way to garner information. I know it's not something a simple apology will excuse. Each and every time I did it, I felt pangs of regret and guilt. But I want you to know something.
Huh?
I grab her shoulders once more. So soft, so frail. Sorry. So soft, so frail. I then look straight in her eyes. She might only be focused on her best friend, not me. But even so, I'm done having regrets too.
Satoru-kun?
I'm able to emphasize with her situation, and being of the only few that can. Yeah, he spills the beans really fast.
Of course he had to get. It's because he loved her.
I'm not gonna lie, is it weird that, I think it's because I'm good at lying. I'm good at lying where it's like, I'll make up some bullshit on the spot. But then again, she would know because she's like, I know you, Satoru. I know you're lying. It's like, fuck. I don't know what I would do, okay? There was no decision to make. This guy wanted to, spill the beans. So, we're gonna spill them. Let me drink some water first.
Water.
I'm an agent of a secret government organization under the intelligence agency called the Special Forces Division. There's nothing I can do about the memory fiber in my position. I was told that they couldn't allow you to have it.
Satoru-kun, wait, stop! You can't just tell me all of this!
I'll smooth over it somehow. So, could I ask you to give me a bit of time? Actually, I need to rephrase that. And be honest with myself. I want to help you with your efforts. I made up my mind. Yeah, of course he has that face. You did what? Oh, fuck. No, that's not. This is his voice. You did what now? Later that night, I report everything to Dad. As I expected, he's less than thrilled. Don't you dare try and tell me you aren't aware of the consequences that comes with doing something like that. Yes, I am. I'm fully aware, and I'm ready to accept any sort of punishment for what I've done.
Please allow me to help her.
You haven't given her any of the memory fiber yet, have you?
No, I wouldn't dare to do that without receiving permission.
Trending right on the damn line.
I'm still an agent of the SFD when everything's said and done. But even so, I'm only human. So, no, Dad, please. I can't ignore my feelings. So please let me pursue what I think is the right thing to do.
Honestly, ain't gonna score you any damn points with me. If you at least gotten this Shikabe Mayu to fall for you and come to our side, there will be no risk in giving her the memory fiber. We'll have a whole different host. Fuck. We'll have a whole different. Fuck. We'll have a whole host of different opinions at our disposal in that scenario.
I know, but this was the only way I felt I could express myself.
Let me tell you something. When you're being all straightforward and painfully honest, when you're being all straightforward and painfully honest like this, you made it damn near impossible for me to ignore those feelings of yours. And I have to admit, it was probably a hard decision for you to abandon your duties and go against orders.
Dad,
let me confirm two more things. You're certain the cane accident 2 years ago was caused by the girl in the coma. Also, that she's in fact the daughter of Kika's Academy's principal.
That's what I've been told, yes.
As a matter of fact, Kika Academy switched to its current management policy following the accident. Before that, they were very closed doors and kept the information that reached the public to a bare minimum, but afterwards, they actively engaged in public outreach. They opened their school to Astrals from all over the world and received many sponsors for their research. I was always under the impression that the reason for this was Misukasa Yase enrollment in the school as the famous hero from the incident. But in truth, behind the scenes was what you said it was. Then, their policies change makes even more sense.
So, you think it was to hasten the discovery of a cure?
Yes, indeed. It was critical that they do so before the existence of this phenomena itself became public. Also, regarding that, are you sure that Issei Kotori is the only individual recorded to have experienced those symptoms?
Huh? Oh yes. At the very least, Mayu didn't mention anyone else being afflicted. Out of curiosity, do you think those attackers were tied to this in some way?
It's a distinct possibility. But that's not something you need to worry about right now. You're not to tell Shikabe Senpai about it either.
Oh, okay.
Well, at any rate, just give me some time to think everything over.
Dad!
There are a whole number of things I want to say after what you did. There are a whole number of things I want to say after what you just did. And you should be prepared to take responsibility for your actions at some point. But I can't just ignore my son after he's going to tell me he finally fallen in love with a girl.
Huh? Wait, I never said I...
Oh, come on. Who's the one who said he wasn't going to lie to himself anymore? You pleaded and begged me, and now you're just gonna backtrack? Get real. You love the girl, don't you?
I do. There's nothing else I can do. I have to admit it. I tried to deny it, telling myself it wouldn't work. But I couldn't. I can't give up on her.
I'll admit, I was kind of egging you on in the beginning. I didn't actually expect it to turn out this way though. Jeez, this is exactly why I can't say no to you.
Thank you.
Hold off on your thanks for now. Let me wait and see first. Well, that's your duty as an SFD agent. Yes. But as a man, as a man, you better follow your damn heart. Jeez, don't make me say things like these things. This is the first for me, you know. Put yourself in my shoes, why don't you? See you later. I let out a tiny laugh after the call ended. My chest is burning and I feel elated. I know he's no longer listening, but I feel obliged to do this anyways. Thanks, Dad. I take a deep bow. What? I take a deep bow while facing my phone and express my gratitude. That's so stupid. I'm sorry. When I hear bow, I just feel like he put his phone on the table, and you know, like bow, like fucking, you know, those theater plays or whatever, like bow, like that. It's like, the fuck are you doing? She's right there. Oh, sorry. You tuned on to me. Thanks. I had to come over first and explain it all to her before I called Dad.
Yeah, you're welcome. But this is only a one-sided crush as of now, right?
Yes.
Well, do me a favor and try not to get rejected after coming this far.
I'll do what I can.
Mm-hmm. You're little.
Sorry, I hate that every time. It's like cringe to me. I know it's a fucking visual novel, but it's always cringe somehow. When it's English. When it's like, you know, Japanese, where it's like,
oh, arigato, oni-chan.
You know what I mean?
Arigato, oni-chan.
Like, I was like, okay, but when I read it in English, it looks so stupid and foreign to me.
Because it is foreign, yeah. It's from another fucking country.
Yeah, but I mean foreign words, like, I'm not gonna read that in a book. Like, the book I'm reading, well, I'm about to read, If Androids Can Dream or something? I don't know, man. I'll put it right here. Maybe. I don't give a fuck.
Your little sister cheering for you, Oni-chan.
You are?
Yeah. So just go spill the beans already.
Spill the beans? Is that the right phrase?
Stop asking questions. Gosh, you're so dumb. I swear, you're gonna get dumb because you're like this.
Wait, I really don't know what you want me to do. Confess. The fuck do you... I really don't know what you want me to do. Confess, dumbass. We're still in chapter 5? Okay, I'm ending it here because I gotta get ready. I gotta go. I'm learning how to be an audio engineer, man. So I gotta go to the studio and just learn for a bit. Yeah, it's really freaky, man. I love it. Anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification to see whenever I post, and leave a comment. Tell me how you feel about this game. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what voice that is. But I think that's gonna be my new voice. For whenever I play as an older character. Instead of doing this, I could also do this. I don't know how this sounds, but I think it'll be okay. Okay, yeah. So, hit the bell notification to see whenever I post, and follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I have a Twitter. Twitter. I put tweets. Tweets on this deets. Tweets and dates. Tweets and fate. Tweets and but I don't know what rhymes with tweets. I'm sorry.
But yeah, aren't you a rapper? Aren't you trying to make music about rapping?
Hey, I have a hard time just freestyling. Like, I can write. You know, I could kind of write. But, like, I can't really freestyle that well. Because I always say random bullshit. But I heard that's good for when you're trying to freestyle. That's good that you're saying random bullshit. Because at least you're trying. Remember that, guys. If you want to do something like YouTubing or whatever, just try. Like right now, I'm trying right now. Even though I know for the last 2 videos, I've been getting 0 views. But, you know, I still try. I don't give a fuck. I'll still make these videos and still have fun doing them. No matter what situation I'm in. I could be living in my car making these videos. Who knows? You know what I mean? Anyway, enough about that. This is saying farewell. And as always,
Bye-bye.